Hey guys, so today I thought we could discuss Utada Hikaru's upcoming album in more detail. I did do a kind of announcement video a few days ago, but it was pretty short. And also, a friend of mine here on YouTube, he has done a more in-depth video about it. So I thought we could kind of take a look at that and go over it. So hello to everyone in the comments. I'm seeing J-Boy, Brett Tordenson, Al Camedo. So thank you guys for coming. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and do the screen share thing, and then we can watch a little bit of Steven's video and then talk about it. So yeah, how do I screen share again? All right, so this is Steven's channel. The video is linked down below if you want to check it out. He does J-pop kind of analyses. He will sometimes do like a thoughtful analysis or comical analysis of lyrics and also album covers. So make sure you check out his channel if you haven't already. And also he calls us Utada Hikaru fans Utater Tots, I think, which I think is really cute. Okay, so I think he has just set up the intro for his video. So let's take a listen.
The title is Utada Hikaru, rumored to resume activities in spring. You know, this coming, well, I guess spring of the upcoming year.
So he's talking about an article from Arama Japan, which is a site that we both get a lot of our J-pop news from. And I think I kind of touched on that recently, how when this Japanese TV show, how they sort of announced that Utada would be making a comeback in the spring of 2016, and it was completely false, and all of these news outlets kind of jumped on that rumor. So anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, so you know, all the Utada Tots probably were like, oh my god, you know, just going crazy over this news. You know, they're about to just, you know, do some cartwheels and jumping jacks and, you know, just, you know, act a bloody fool over, you know, Utada coming back into the industry, you know. And, you know, no judgment, you know, no judgments. But let me read the article and let me give my thoughts and opinions as I go, and I'll give my thoughts and opinions at the end as well. All right, here we go. All right, back in 2010, Utada Hikaru announced her indefinite hiatus from the music industry so that she could live a regular life outside of the spotlight. And she probably did this because you Utada Tots probably would not let her rest. You know, y'all just wanted more and more, you know. You guys are terrible. I'm joking, but
yeah, it's true. I mean, she didn't even really rest that much. Like, she released a couple of new singles, and the First Love Deluxe Edition came out for the anniversary on that, and the In the Flesh tour came out. So yeah, I don't know how much she's actually been resting, but yeah, that's too bad, I guess.
Yeah, she probably just is, you know, wanting to break though, you know. Today, it was announced that she plans to return to the industry this spring. So somewhere, somehow, it was announced that Utada's gonna come back, y'all. And I know folks are going crazy, you know. Let's see, what else next? Her return is prompted by the death of her mother, her marriage, and the recent birth of the couple's first child. Utada returns to the industry, well, Utada's return to the industry will be done in a spectacular fashion featuring numerous tie-ins. Okay, so that's interesting. So they're saying, I guess rumored, you know, at least that when she comes back, it's going to be like a big, spectacular, you know, thing. You know, it's going to be a big media frenzy, perhaps. You know, they're going to build it up. And I don't blame them for doing that since she's been going for so long. And to an extent, I even think that it should be like that because the fans have been waiting and waiting and doing some more waiting and then getting excited when she released a little song here or there during her hiatus.
Yeah, so the article cited that the TV show had claimed that Utada was going to be doing TV shows for like not TV shows, but she was going to do the themes for TV shows, I think, and also was going to be doing like TV appearances and stuff. And every single one of those claims was unfounded. I thought it was weird to see that. Oh God, excuse me. Because Utada pretty much never announces anything to the media before she will announce it to her fans. So she hadn't mentioned that on Twitter or her blog or anything like that. So that right off the bat was really suspicious to me.
Then waiting some more, and then, you know, hearing some news about Utada, like, oh, she got married. Okay, that's nice. When you go make some new music. Like, oh, you have a child. That's awesome. So when you're coming back to the industry, you know, so. That
was definitely me. I was like, cool. Where's the album? That's how I am now, too.
The fans have been waiting for Utada. You're right, you know. And because of that, I think that she should do this in like a really like big spectacular way, you know, versus what I heard some people saying that maybe she was going to do, you know, a surprise release, you know, and pull a quote unquote Beyonce. You know, some people did sort of throw that out there, Hikkipedia. And I'm like, I could see Utada doing that, but I don't think, on one hand, I think it could work. On the other hand, I don't think she should do it. And here's my reasoning. Again, the fans have been waiting for so long, for like 5 years. So a surprise release kind of seems like you're kind of skipping over doing some of the things that you kind of, to an extent, owe to your fans, like the live promotional performances, the interviews, the award show appearances, documentaries, perhaps, TV specials, things like that.
That's kind of true. I guess that would leave quite a bit of the hype for the album if she didn't do a lot of promo for it. But at the same time, she probably doesn't feel like she needs to do that. Like, she said before she went on hiatus that she considers herself to be more of a songwriter and an artist rather than a performer. So I think now that she's like married and has a baby, she's probably going to be even less into doing the whole song and dance of like the media circuits and stuff. So we'll see what happens. I just have this feeling because she told us she was working on the new album like 6 months ago now, and there hasn't been anything else about it. So that's why I'm kind of thinking like she just doesn't really care to promote it, and she's just gonna drop it whenever it's ready to go.
But on the other hand, if she wants to avoid those things, which it seems like Utada is somewhat like that, who kind of like she just wants to like, you know, perform on a live stage and not have to do like the, you know, the music videos and the photo shoots and the, you know, award show appearances and things like that. So in that case, she may do a surprise release instead, because I'm pretty sure this album is expected to sell like tons and tons and tons of copies. Like right out the gate, this album could probably sell like 1 million copies like in its first week at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see the numbers for that sale. Everyone else in Japan is going to be running for their lives. And by everyone else, I mean all the other like pop stars.
No.
I'm sorry.
You know, really, it could probably be certified 1 million seller in this first week or two. Probably a week. But again, I think she owes it to her fans to do the big media frenzy build-up thing. All right, let's move on to the next part. As previously reported several times, she is currently working on new music. The birth of her son caused her to temporarily halt making new music, but she has since returned to work, readying an album for release this coming spring. or at least that's the rumor. In April, one song from this album will serve as the theme song for a new large-scale drama, while another will serve as the theme song for a news program. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that news programs had theme songs.
Yeah, so the news program thing, that was another tip off that I was like, this is fake, because Utada Hikaru has always had like a hate on for the media, like paparazzis and stuff like that. So I just can't picture her doing a theme song for a news program. Like, do news programs even use like pop songs? Yeah, that just seemed like really made up to me.
That's interesting. So, all right, they're giving us like, you know, the rumored strategy of her comeback. You know, she's gonna use some songs to promote, you know, use the song to give it to like a drama so they can use it as their theme song, then give a song to a news program so they can use it as their theme song. And, you know, she had to stop working on her album for a minute because she had became a mom. And when you become a parent, you gotta reprioritize things, you know. Let's see, what else is next here? All right, Utada announced her hiatus in 2010, saying that in 2011 she would take a break from the music industry for "quote unquote" human activities. You know, I guess just, you know, living life pretty much. You know, she just wants to experience life.
Yeah, she had a couple reasons that she went on hiatus for. They were that she felt too much of a celebrity. So she said a bunch of things about that, like how she had no idea how much she paid in rent, and just like a bunch of weird things like that. And I guess she moved away and she didn't want to be recognized by people in public, and kind of live a life where she didn't have to worry about being photographed. Yeah, and also she said during, I think it was during the Wildlife concert, like her kind of farewell mini tour, that she said that since she couldn't perform the way she used to be able to, she needed to take a break, and she didn't know if she'd be able to return to music again. And yeah, her vocal damage is apparent on a few songs in Wildlife, and that honestly was really sad. Like, you could tell that she was kind of getting emotional just talking about that. And yeah. Jalen EXO in the chat, you asked, so Utada's not coming out with another album? Yes, she is. It's just that a news show in Japan falsely reported that it would be released in the spring of 2016, and that was just completely made up. And Utada Teruzane, he had to come out and deny the rumors, and I think they also denied it on her personal blog and stuff. So yes, the album is still coming, but we just don't know when. And yeah, now we're just talking about kind of the rumors that were surrounding that.
And perhaps to an extent she wasn't doing that because she was so into her work and into the industry. So that's probably why she did the break, you know. At that time, she said that living a regular human life would allow her to experience things and evolve as a person as well as an artist. I believe that to be true. It'll give her more life experiences to write about, you know?
I don't know how much of a normal life she was able to live, because she has so much money still. I'm assuming that, you know, she probably still lives pretty extravagantly and doesn't really have to care about how much her rent costs. And there's this whole scandal, like, after she got married, that her husband quit his job. And he's not like a celebrity or anything, he's just a normie. So a lot of people were speculating that he's just leeching off her nest egg or whatever. So yeah, and she was also photographed by the paparazzi at her wedding, and she was photographed on the train in London or somewhere in England. And so yeah, I would like to think she did lead more of a normal life than she would have in Japan, but yeah, I guess it's really, really hard to escape being a celebrity. And she kind of talks about that sometimes too. If you look at the quotes from her books or some interviews, how she doesn't like being a celebrity. She actually has said, I've never been able to enjoy it. And she has talked about how she used to want to be a novelist and how that would have been a lot easier to hide from the public and stuff if she had taken that as her profession. And yeah, so I am hoping she does do some more interviews and kind of gives us a follow-up on her feelings on what's been going on once the new album comes out, I guess.
As well, it will help her really just kind of have something outside of the industry, because that's important. You know, your whole life can't be the industry, because you're not always going to be the number one thing, the it chick, it do, whatever you want to call it. So you do need to have something outside of, you know, the celebrity, the industry, because if you don't, then you may end up like a lot of the celebrities end up like on drugs, like going crazy, having mental issues. Yeah, just, you know, trying.
Like, in all honesty, guys, before Utada announced that she, I can't remember if it was before she got married, we hadn't heard from her for a really long time, like many months. And it was after her mother's death. So I started to get really worried that she was starting to experience those symptoms that her mother had. So yeah, apparently that's not the case. So that's good.
To self-medicate the wrong way, you know? And that happens because their whole life was celebrity, but the celebrity left, you know, it disappeared from their life. So it's like, I have nothing. Like, what do I do? You know? Let's see. Utada stated that this hiatus could last 2 to 5 years or even more. Yikes. How long does it take for you to go on your hiatus, Utada? You know? How long does that take? All right.
She's been gone for almost 5 years now. I think it'll be like 5 years in February or March. But again, it doesn't completely count because she did release a couple songs and, you know, wasn't like 100% just gone off the face of the planet. But at the beginning of her hiatus, she did say she didn't know if she would ever return to music again. And that was really scary. So just knowing that she has worked on a new album makes me super happy.
During her hiatus, Utada released Sakura Nagashi, the theme song for the 2012 film Vigilante Shin Giki Jouban Q. Yeah. Whatever that be. Okay. Next.
He's just talking about the Neon Genesis Evangelion theme song. Yeah, anyway.
The release, however, was not seen as the cessation of her hiatus. During this period of human activities, several eventful things happened in her life. Her mother, Inca singer Keiko Fuji, fell to her death from a Tokyo apartment building in August 2013. The resulting funeral was Utada's first public appearance in 2 years and 8 months. So yeah, that was a horrific thing that Utada had to experience as a loved one of someone who does that, you know? And, you know, it's like words can't describe how terrible that is to have to go through that. So again, my heart goes out to Utada definitely for having to experience something like that.
I just wanted to point out in the article that they said it was a public appearance, but actually what happened was she just got swarmed by paparazzi as she was leaving the airport to go to the funeral. It wasn't like she came out and had like a press appearance. She was being harassed by paparazzi. So Yeah, that was really, really sad.
Side note, however, this one singer who I found out about recently, like she wound up catching some flack because when this event happened with the death of Utada's mom, like this singer had said, I wish to write a song about this. And then people kind of came for her because they're like, you know, you're being insensitive to Utada. And I believe that's true. You know, if anyone's going to write a song about this, it should be Utada. You know, she's the only one who really has a right to write about this, other than maybe her husband, which is Utada's dad, perhaps, I guess. But yeah, perhaps that will be sort of a song in her upcoming album, where she kind of goes into that and sort of expresses her feelings about that, you know. But then again, maybe not. Maybe it's just too painful for her to, you know, sing and write a song about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty curious about that too. I don't think Utada is one to shy away from putting her emotional pain in a song, and she's written a song about her mom previous to her death. What was it called? Adashi no Megami, I think. So yeah, that is a major thing I'm wondering about the new album, is if it will have an overarching theme of her mother and the effect her mother's had on her, or if it's going to be more about her new life in her second marriage and, you know, having a baby and stuff like that. So in my last review, I was talking about how melancholic her songs are and how Utada is the queen of melancholy. So we'll see if she will continue that, or if she's going to bring like this new theme of happiness and like her new family life.
I don't know. Either way it goes, more power to Utada. And, you know, what can I say? Like, you know, live on for yourself, Utada, and continue on for your mother as well. All right. Next. The following February, Utada shocked people by announcing her plans to marry an Italian bartender whom she met while living in London, named Francesco Caliano. And people were probably shocked for a couple of reasons. First, the dude ain't Japanese. Second, the dude ain't really got much money from what I hear, you know, just a regular dude, you know. And third, they was probably like, why are you in London, Utada? Where'd that come from? But yeah, I guess apparently for some reason Utada wants to marry this dude. Really, to keep it real, this dude probably should have just been like, you know, like a drive-by, what some people call it. You know, kind of like Utada just go in, you know, get what she want and leave. You know, some people also call it doing charity work, you know, when you date someone whose status is, you know, significantly lower than yours. Especially when it comes to a woman being a higher status than a dude. So, you know, this should have just been like a little charity thing, you know. You know, Utada just goes in, you know, get what she want, you know, hit it and quit it, and, you know, leave. You know, do a drive-by and leave. Get the D and go. But apparently she wants to kind of like turn this into a full-fledged relationship.
Yeah, that's pretty blunt. When she married this guy, I was really shocked by his age more so than his ethnicity. He is really young. I think he was only like 23 when they got married. And I think Utada was like 29 or 30. So yeah, he's way younger than I am. So I was kind of like, what the heck does she see in him? But I feel like I remember some statement she made a while ago about how people in Japan were a bit shocked that she didn't marry a Japanese person. And she was kind of saying that before she would have never considered marrying a foreigner, I guess, because she has like this dual personality, which I talked about a bit in my reviews of her English albums, where she's Japanese, but she's also American. And I think she was saying that she focused on marrying a Japanese national because she thought that would make her more Japanese. So yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal that she married a foreigner. I can see that happening for sure. And a while ago, before she got married, she was saying that she's dated both American and Japanese guys. But yeah, her husband isn't even American; he is Italian. So yeah, I don't know. I really wasn't surprised by that, just by his age. But maybe he's just very mature for his age.
Shit. You know, since they're married and have a kid, you know, I guess, you know, she want to make it work. But I'm like, kind of like we kind of went through this already to an extent with like Britney Spears and Kevin Federline, though. But sometimes you just got to go through things yourself, I guess. But again, what do I know? This relationship may last until the end of time for all I know. So, you know, let me stop judging and continue on to the next part of this article. The couple married in Italy that May. She surprised people again by announcing the birth of the couple's son this past July, a pregnancy which was unknown to the public. Yeah, so she kept that under wraps, you know, her pregnancy. So if she can keep a pregnancy under wraps, then I'm pretty sure she can keep an album under wraps and do a surprise release. You know, no problem there. All right, next. A few days ago, Utada updated her Twitter for the first time in nearly 5 months. You know, in the tweet, she spoke about her life as a parent. The tweet became a hot topic. People were like, "Oh my God, Utada's talking about, you know, motherhood and parenthood. I love you, Utada. When you making new music?" That's pretty much it. Utada Hikaru remains a popular figure with the public, so her return to great success looks imminent. That is true. People are still checking for Utada, you know, after 5 years. You know, some people can be gone for like, you know, 6 months and they like, we done moved on to the next thing already. But not Utada, you know. Utada has cemented herself within the fabric of J-pop, you know, within the fabric of Japanese pop music culture.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much true. Although her record has been snatched for her First Love sales, but yeah, I'm really, really anticipating her next album and to see like how much it explodes and if there's just gonna be like insane sales records, because that's what I'm expecting. I don't feel like an artist like her can go away from that kind of fame and popularity, especially in such a huge music market that Japan has. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
And that is definitely good for Utada. All right. Next, Utada's father and Utada's people do a rebuttal to the rumors that are circulating around. And this article is extremely short and straight to the point, so I'll read it quickly and get my thoughts and opinions. You know, again, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Already taking up enough. So Utada's father was basically like, you know, you guys, chill, calm down. Like, Utada can't come out and play right now. You know, she won't be able to come out and play in the spring. You know, that's just, you know, a rumor that folks were spreading around. But she will be able to come out and play soon after she finishes her chores. But it definitely won't be spring though. All right. So let me read this article. So it's like, Utada's father and website denies rumors of her comeback. Earlier this week, rumors surfaced that Utada Hikaru would be making her return to music this coming spring. Sources said that a new album would be released and that songs from the album would have high-level tie-ins. As I mentioned before, these rumors have been proven to be false. Her father, Utada Teruzane, took to Twitter yesterday to dismiss these rumors. All right, so this is serious when your daddy taking to Twitter to dismiss rumors. I didn't really expect Utada's dad to be like, you know, social media savvy.
He is a bit. Yeah, he has Twitter, and he's a lot more active on Twitter than his daughter is actually. Most of the time, he's putting up pictures of cats and the sky. So yeah, but every once in a while, he'll tweet about his daughter and his ex-wife and music news and stuff like that. He has, I don't know if you can say he's savvy because he has flubbed once or twice on Twitter. If you guys remember, I think like a year and a half ago or something like that, someone tweeted at him if they were involved in the Kingdom Hearts 3 theme song, and he tweeted back, yes. And the internet freaking exploded thinking that he meant that they were working on the new theme song. But then he deleted that tweet and kind of had to, he had to tweet again saying that he made a mistake and they couldn't confirm that they were doing the theme song, and that's still not confirmed, and they haven't talked about it again. And I'm still seeing people on the internet saying they're so excited for her new theme song, even though it was not confirmed. And yeah, it's pretty annoying, but that's another thing we'll be waiting to see if that's on the new album or if that'll be part of Utada's comeback. Because as you guys probably know before, what happened? Utada's dad, I think, famously said in an interview when he was asked what it was like to work with Disney that it was horrible and they didn't pay. So I guess they feel pretty ripped off by Disney, and that was kind of a big indication that they wouldn't be doing the next Kingdom Hearts theme song. However, if you guys are fans of the franchise, you would know that they've released many games in the franchise reusing the last two theme songs over and over again. So we're waiting to see if they will just do that again in Kingdom Hearts 3, which would be totally insane because it's been 10 years since Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. So we're gonna wait and see if Utada will kind of concede and give them a new song, or if they will reuse the old songs, or if they will just get a new artist to make a brand new song. Anyway, continuing on.
Good for him. Does he have a social media following as well? Because I kind of see him as more like an old school singer, songwriter, musical artist, and his audience will be maybe older and not so up on social media. But hey, if it works, if it's working for him, do it. All right. He said that she is still continuing with her hiatus, but that she is currently working on music. So again, Utada, really, they just need in the dictionary. When you look up the word hiatus, Utada's picture needs to be right next to that word. It really does, because I always hear the word hiatus when I read about Utada Hikaru. All right.
Like, honestly, Utada has taken 4 years in between albums before, so 5 years is honestly like not that big of a deal. Which really sucks as a Utada Hikaru fan if you're a fan of other J-pop artists who release something like twice a year. But yeah, 5 years, it sucks, but at the same time, not entirely surprising.
Next, today a statement was released on Utada's official site by a label representative. It too denied the rumors. This statement also confirmed that she is working on new material, but that the production is not yet at a level where a release date can be announced. All right, so we can at least say that Utada is working on new music. She perhaps even has new music, in the vault, where whatever you want to call it. But it's just too early to say a release date because things are just too up in the air right now. The statement finished by saying that when Utada does return, that it will be announced through her official website as opposed to the media being the primary source. So she will use her official website to announce her return, her official return. She won't go to the media first.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying before. Everything else that we've gotten from her was announced through her website before it went to the media. So yeah, don't trust anything you hear on news sites and stuff if it hasn't been tweeted about by Utada or her father or posted on her blog.
However, the media will probably most likely cover it, which they should. It, is a media-worthy event, worthy of media coverage. So yeah, they should. So that's pretty much the end of it. So I heard that Utada was supposed to be coming back in the summertime, but then they said the springtime, which I was like, like Namie, you better watch out. You need to just hurry up and sell as many albums as you can, and then go on your own hiatus for a long time. Because like I said, when Utada comes back, these people, especially like the female solo artists, but especially just artists in general, but especially the female solo artists, they need to either release their material way before Utada comes back or way after Utada comes back. Don't release your material the same week or even around the same time as Utada, because Utada most likely is going to eat up your record sales that you could have. Keep it real. Kind of like how people are saying with like what Adele has done. I kind of see Utada's come back similar to Adele's comeback. I see it playing out similar to that. And like I said, I'm not an extreme Utada Hikaru fan, but I am very, looking forward to her comeback and really want to see how this all plays out in the media and stuff like that. So I guess that's pretty much it. I think I said all I have to say. I've gone on for...
All right. So I guess that is about it for that video. Thank you, Stephen, for posting that. But yeah, so Adele, she was in the Japan news. She was on Rama Japan a few weeks ago, I guess, when she dropped her new album because she had broken Utada Hikaru's sales record for First Love. And you had better watch out, Adele, because Utada is coming for you. She's coming back for her crown. I swear to God, she's going to break her own records with her new album. Fingers crossed. So yeah, get out of here, Adele. Get out of here, Ayumi. Get out of here, Namie. Yeah, I can't wait for the new album. So I want to talk for a minute a bit about Utada Hikaru's last original release, which was the mini album that came out with the best of collection, or not best of collection, sorry, the singles collection volume 2. So those songs were really amazing. I really have to do a review on just that album, but that mini album had like this overlying theme of like sadness, just straight up sadness. One of the songs is Goodbye Happiness, which is another song that is pretty similar in theme to Prisoner of Love. I love that song. And then I Can't Wait Till Christmas. That song always seems so sad to me. Even though it's about like falling in love, it's like, I don't know, it's just really sad if you listen to the melody, and the way she looks when she performs that is so bittersweet. Yeah, Arashi no Megami, that is about her mom and kind of like living in her mom's shadow. So yeah, I'm really, really curious if that theme will continue on into the new album or if it'll be completely different. Yeah, so let's look at the chat again. So yeah, My Kodaki's Delicious Way album broke Utada's record. Yeah, I think it broke, yeah, it broke debut sales, but I don't think it beat the overall sales. So yeah, First Love is still like the top selling album ever in Japan. Yeah, like you guys are saying in the comments. Ben asked how long since Utada's last album. Yeah, Brett answered, it's been nearly 6 years. This is the one came out in 2010. Jalen said 2020 will be Utada's year. No, I can't wait that long. That would be ridiculous. TRBPH45 says, she or Namie better be singing for the Japan Olympics. Yeah, that was another topic in the news somewhat recently, who will be performing at the Olympics. That would be rad if it was Utada Hikaru, but I don't know if she would agree to do it, just because of like her vocal damage and stuff. But you know, we haven't heard how her voice has healed or anything, so maybe she would do it if they approached her, which I'm sure they would. Namie would be pretty good, I think. I honestly don't care who they pick. I've said this before on my blog, but whoever they pick for the Olympics, as long as it's not Kyadi or AKB or any of those groups like that. Just because like they kind of represent the stereotype of what J-pop is, and I don't think that would be like a fair representation of Japan to the rest of the world like watching the Olympics. So yeah, maybe they'll have more than one performer, but as long as it's not Kyadi or AKB, I'll be happy. Yeah, Jalen saying Utada will outsell Adele. Hopefully. Not that I hate Adele, but obviously I love Utada. Yeah, Galactic Nova says, I'm a volunteer for the international community, and one thing I've always asked was, do you know Utada Hikaru? Most people only know First Love. Well, that's kind of good because everyone else here, they only know the Kingdom Hearts songs. But yeah, I mean, whatever. If you run into someone who who knows Utada, then whatever. I don't really care. I mean, like, I don't care that they only know one thing. That's awesome. I remember one time that I think it was the first time I went to my dentist, and the assistant was a man. First of all, it was like the only time I've ever had a male dental assistant, and he was like, what kind of music do you like and stuff? And I was like, oh, I listen to Japanese pop. And I hate when people ask me that question. I don't know about you guys, but whenever people ask me that, I just get so nervous because I know it's like really nerdy. And again, like people who are not familiar with J-pop or like a lot of Japanese stuff culturally, the thing they will picture if you say Japanese music is like AKB or Kyadi. So yeah. What was I even saying? Oh yeah, the dental assistant was like, oh, I know her, when I said Utada Hikaru, and I was like, what the hell, are you serious? He's like, yeah, I really like her. And I was like, oh my god. And then I never saw him at the dentist again, so I think he quit. But yeah, it's kind of amazing how many people actually do know her over here in the West. Jalen said, I had no idea that song was about Utada's mom. Yeah, I guess you're referring to Arashi no Megami. I didn't really realize it either until someone pointed it out after her mother died. Ben says, surely Perfume will be at the Olympics. Possibly. I don't follow Perfume that closely. I don't know how popular they are nowadays. I'm assuming they are still pretty popular because I know they're still releasing new stuff. I'm not sure. Brett says Perfume, Hikaru, or IU would be good for opening or closing. IU, yeah, I would be kind of mad if IU was the opener for the Olympics, honestly. Just yeah. Galactic Nova says IU would be horrible. Yeah, I don't know. If IU could perform song for like that one performance she did where she's singing outside in the rain, like that live concert she had outdoors, but it started pouring rain, I would be totally okay with that. But anything else, I'd be like, God, no. El Camino says no, IU. J Boy says in 4 or 5 years from now, we'll have no idea who's ruling the music industry. That's true. It's not really possible to say who will be like the performers at the Olympics in 2020. So yeah. And El Camino says Lady Baby for the Olympics. That'd be terrifying. Oh, okay. Adam's World of Everything. He is a new channel I just subscribed to. He's a fan of Utada Hikaru. He said, do you think this album will be Japanese or English? I think it will definitely be Japanese. She hasn't made any English announcements for it. So everything coming out about it has been in Japanese, and her English albums didn't do well. So just there's no way she'd be returning to the music industry doing an English album. So yeah, that it'll definitely be Japanese. Okay, Brett says, can we stop with the hate? I'm sorry. I like IU, but yeah, I don't like Kiardi at all. Galactic Nova says, I love IU. I have every mix and remix, but she would not be good at the Olympics. That's really cool that you can be honest like that. Yeah, there's quite a few things I really like by IU, but I just don't picture her opening the Olympics. Jalen said, I like Terminal and Lelio, but when Hello New Me comes on, I'm like, oh my God, no. Yeah, that's exactly what my review was of that album. Sean Bro, hello. Ben says Perfume are getting more internationally popular. I saw them live here in London. Yeah, that's true. I think they did do a performance or a mini tour here in the US. I live in Canada. I don't know why I said here in the US. Yeah, that goes for a few groups too, is that they are making their way over to the West, which is really cool. Hiroyuki Sawano scoring some music for the Olympics would be good. That was said by Sean. I don't know who that is. I will have to check that out. Watch Me Live and Stuff says, hey, hello. Al says, I need to head to work, unlike some people. Well, you should have been smart like me and booked today off. Bye, Al. Adam's World of Everything. I always thought her Japanese albums are better anyway. Well, they're totally different in all honesty. Like the way she writes in English and the way she writes in Japanese seem to be completely different, and I don't know exactly how that comes out of her, but maybe again that's going back to her dual personality, how she's Japanese and American. And I mean, like, her nationality is not her ethnicity. But yeah, so I think it's part of her trying to be more American on her English albums, as well as maybe trying to be successful in America, like trying to conform to what she think would be like American pop. So as we know, like American pop and Japanese pop are really different for the most part. Up until recently, like a lot of artists are becoming pretty westernized. Like especially Kodakumi, if you listen to her last few albums, she's getting more westernized. But yeah, so I really like Utada Hikaru's English work, but I do look at it as standing apart from her Japanese albums. Like they just seem like they're in different genres. But yeah, so I'm just looking at the comments again. Galactic Nova said they would use someone older to open for the Olympics. In the US, they only pick well-respected, classy artists. Yeah, let me think. Then maybe Amado Nomi has a shot because she is like a veteran of J-pop. So yeah, we just have to wait and see. J-Boy says, I can see dreams come, I can't speak this morning, dreams come true doing performance at the Olympics. I'm not completely familiar with them, like I've heard of them, but yeah, it might be, maybe they'll pick like a group and a solo artist. Ben says I gotta go to work as well, wrap it up. Yeah, maybe I've said everything I wanted to say so far. Watch Me Live and Stuff says, can you react to Rada by SOTY? I don't know what that is, but I'll look it up. Brett Torrenson says, Hikaru is between two worlds. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly it. TRBPH said, I find it funny that in Japan, Utada did R&B first, then transitioned into experimental pop, but in the US, she did Exodus, experimental, but then went to This Is the One, R&B. Yeah, I love Utada's R&B music and her R&B influence. I always been a huge fan of R&B since I was like a little preteen. I find it funny that she calls Exodus experimental. A lot of the songs on there feel so timeless to me, and yeah, she seems to be really embarrassed of the album, but I think it's really good. Like honestly, there's a couple tracks on it that are bad, like straight up bad, but no, I think it's a good album. I think it's really good. Adam's World of Everything asks, when in 2016 do you think the album will be released? That's a good question. They haven't even confirmed that it will be 2016. I mean, it would be absurd if it was like later than that, but if she starts releasing singles, it could be, because as we know, a lot of the times Japanese artists will release singles for like up to 2 years until the album finally comes out. Since digital music has become more and more prevalent, they've kind of cut back on that a bit over the past like 3 years, I would say. Like Amado Namie dropped a surprise album. She didn't have any singles off of that until she actually dropped the album, so there was no traditional single releases like when they will sell like actual CDs of the singles, which was another thing where I was thinking that Utada could release a surprise album. I was hoping she would release this winter. I was looking at all of her album release dates, and a few of them were in the winter, like between November and February. So I don't know if that will happen, again, because time is running out. It's almost January, and you know, if she does drop a surprise album, then it could be soon, but again, we just don't know. Yeah, I hope we don't have to wait till the summer, but whatever. I'm here for it, so I'll wait until 2020 if that's how long it takes. Galactic Nova said, well, she did have the Cubic U album first. Yeah, Cubic U was technically her first English album. I don't know why that one, like, I usually don't count it. I guess because a lot of people don't know about it, but yeah. TRBPH says Exodus is criminally underrated. Yes, it is. Hotel Lobby is one of my favorite English songs ever. Yeah, I think Hotel Lobby probably would have been the strongest song to release as a single off that. I just think the album really suffered from poor marketing. Is that the word I'm looking for? I think in my review that actually I said I would have picked Hotel Lobby to be the debut single off that, and possibly the album would have done a bit better, or at least would have found a different market. Everyone's talking about Hotel Lobby and how good it is in the chat. Adam's World of Everything says Cubic U album is underrated along with Exodus. Yeah, Cubic U is a decent album. It sounds pretty similar to First Love. So if you really like the First Love album, you should take a listen to Cubic U, even though it's a little harder to come by. It had a more limited release, and obviously it's really old at this point. Yeah, so what else did I want to talk about? Probably not too much. I basically mainly just wanted to speculate on the themes for the next album. I've said it a million times before, but I just loved Heart Station, and I loved the last mini album on the singles collection. So musically, I'm really, really looking forward to those, and I also am just so curious about the themes. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it, and I think I will wrap it up. I have a ton of stuff to do today. But thank you guys so much for coming out. I wasn't expecting there to be so much discussion in the chat, but I really, really appreciate it. And make sure you guys go subscribe to Steven's channel. And thanks again to Steven for putting up that video. There's a link to it in the video description right now. And once the video goes up, I'll also put a link to his channel. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great holiday. I didn't even mention that yet. It's like the day before Christmas Eve. So yeah, I have to go make like 3 different things and do some shopping. And yeah, so hope you guys have a relaxing holiday, whether you celebrate or not. And I will see you guys probably before the new year, I'm thinking, but if not, I will see you in 2016, and hope you guys have a relaxing holiday and stay safe. And thanks again for coming, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.